Good Sunday morning, YouTube and Facebook. How you doing? Guess what time it is? We talking some sports. It's time to chat a little bit. Sunday sports chat with your sports guy Kendrick. Again, I'm a little early today. Normally, I go live around 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. But I'm up early. Well, I'm normally up early anyway, but I got up extra early this morning because wanted to check out Team USA Women. They had their gold medal game versus France, and it tipped off at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and it was a thriller. If you missed it, we're going to talk about that game as well as the men game, that gold medal game that went down yesterday. That was a thriller as well. Some other Olympic news we're going to talk about as well as and some NFL chatter, just a tad little bit. So we're not going to be before you long, but before we do, you know the Club Kendrick rules over here on YouTube and Facebook. You got to come in and comment. Click that like button. Let me know where you're watching from. Don't be in the bushes. Come in and let's chat. Let's join the conversation. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That is TFG Sports Media here on YouTube, as well as Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SporTZ. HUSTLE on YouTube. Make sure you like and follow them both on Facebook. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969, as well as on TikTok, where I am live right now. Kendrick Henderson 51. I got a couple of people in the house over here. Let me give a shout out to Alexander Scott 655, Dino 1313, Clint Hankins 1, Jaffa 1954. I want to thank you all for popping in. Make sure you tap that screen, and share this live, and also click that follow button. That is Kendrick Henderson 51. You can follow me on TikTok, and then you also can follow me on Facebook at Kendrick Roline Henderson, my personal Facebook page. So again, come on in here, hit that like, subscribe button if you haven't already. Share this live to all your social media platforms, and if you would like to, you can contribute to help me build this platform. You can hit my Cash App at $1969 Kendrick, as well as on my live stream that you see here on YouTube. For those that's watching, you can click that thank you, that little $. You can contribute to this platform. You know, you're not obligated. You can subscribe to me as well. That doesn't cost you anything. But if you would like to make a monetary contribution, that would be definitely welcome. Again, you're not obligated, but just help a independent content creator do his thing. So let's go ahead and jump right into our first segment. We're talking again, if you missed it, the women's Team USA women, they had their showdown with France in this the Olympic gold medal game, this is one, I believe, of the final events of the Paris Olympics. It's about to wind down. I think the closing ceremony is going to be sometime this evening. Well, it's not evening over there. It is evening over there. So they're about to have the closing ceremonies, I believe, in a little bit. But let's talk about this Team USA women versus France, man. And this game was a thriller. Team USA women came into this already. They've won 60 straight games, looking to make it 61. They have already won 7 straight gold medals. They hadn't lost at the Olympic Games since the 1992 Barcelona Games. That's Team USA women. So you're talking about a long time since that was 32 years? 32 years since this Team USA women's basketball team had lost. And boy, let me tell you, France was trying to make it a loss in the 2024 Paris Olympics because, France came in and gave them all that they could handle. The women were, this game was tied at the half. It was a very low scoring first half, 25 all. Team USA women, they weren't rebounding the ball well. Obviously, they were giving up quite a few offensive rebounds. Matter of fact, they gave up 10 offensive rebounds in the first half. The Team USA women had 13 turnovers. Again, they went into the half tied up at 25-25. France will open up the second half with an 8-0 run to start the third period, and they jumped out to a 10-point lead in the third period, and this was looking kind of bleak for Team USA women. They just couldn't get it together. Offensively, Breanna Stewart, seemed like she was off her game. Asia Wilson was solid, though. If it wasn't for Asia Wilson, I have to say, and Copper, Kaisha Copper. I think Kamina Copper. I'm saying her name wrong. I'm butchering her name. But those two really kept this USA, and Kelsey Plum too. Those three really kept this Team USA women game going because Jackie Young would foul out. She only had 2 points, who has been a big, you could probably argue that Jackie Young could possibly have been the Team USA women's MVP. She fouled out in the fourth period with only 2 points. But Asia Wilson down the stretch, man, she second half, she had some big buckets. She would end up finishing this game with 21 points, 13 rebounds, 4 blocks. This is her second gold medal. What can you say about Asia Wilson, man? She kept this team in it from the beginning to the end. Brianna Stewart had 8 points, 3 rebounds, didn't have her typical game. Kelsey Plum added 12 points, as well as Kamisha Copper. I hate to be butchering her name, but she also had 12 points, and she did her thing by keeping the pressure on France as far as her ball penetration into the lane. Her rebounding was big as well. And Kyer, she had a big game on the boards, 11 rebounds. So Team USA, this was a thriller from the beginning to the end. And then to top it all off, France would hit to make it 66. I forgot which guard that was. She would hit that 2-pointer right at the buzzer to end the game, but her foot happened to be on the 3-point line. If her foot wouldn't have been on the line, that would have been a 3-pointer, and this game probably would have been tied at 67, and they would have went to overtime. But shout out to Team USA. Shout out to Asia Wilson, again, 2-time gold medalist, 2-time WNBA champ, 2-time WNBA Defensive Player of the Year. Will this be her last Olympics? I don't know. Will she stick around to come back to play at home, because the 2028 Olympics is in LA? Will she be on that team? And this women's team is probably going to look a little bit different again, because you're going to probably have the rookies, sensation, the Caitlin Clarks, the Angel Reeses, and Camila Cordozas, who she made it play, probably won't play for Team USA. It just depends. I think she's Brazilian descent, Camila Cordoza, so she may play for her home country, Brazil. But again, you're gonna have Caitlin Clark, you're gonna have Angel Reese, you're gonna have those two definitely, and then you're gonna have Paige Buchers, who's gonna be coming in from the University of Connecticut, as well as the other talented women that's in the WNBA for this upcoming Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. So again, shout out to Team USA women. That was one of the most exciting games to watch. I was sitting on pins and needles because I was like, I don't know if this team is going to be able to pull this thing through. But they were able to get the victory, 67-66 over France. And that makes it 8 straight gold medals for the Team USA women. They 61st straight win. And what can you say? This is probably the most dominant team ever in Olympic history. Team USA women, most dominant team ever in Team USA history. And again, Asia Wilson, MVP, most valuable player. I don't know if she's been named that. I'm naming her that for the Team USA women. Now let's talk about the men's side, who they were in a thriller on yesterday with France as well. Now, this is the first time, I think, in Olympic history where the home country had two teams playing in the gold medal game. And the USA facing those teams. What the Team USA got the victory 98-87 over France, and that was a barn burner. And what can you say about Stephen Curry? If it wasn't for Stephen Curry in these last 2 games, Team USA men may not have been playing for this gold medal. They may have been playing for the bronze medal. But Stephen Curry finally showed up. His 3-point shot finally came. He was 8 for 12 versus France, 3-pointers. He ended up with 24 points versus the Frenchman, LeBron James. He was named the Olympic MVP. He ended up with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. And what can you say? What can you say about the 39-year-old LeBron James? And I said this on some other live streams. I felt like he was playing like a 29-year-old LeBron James. He averaged 14.2 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 8.5 assists during Team USA doing the USA Olympics, and again, he was named Olympic MVP. He got his third career gold medal, his fourth medal overall. Remember, he was part of that team that won the bronze, I believe, in 2004 in Athens. And this is the first gold medal for Stephen Curry. And they needed every bit of his performance. He went for what, 36 versus the lads get Serbia to get to Team USA into this game, and they needed to hit 9 3-pointers in that game. Then he went for 8 3-pointers, and that big dagger, he had 4 crucial 3-pointers in the fourth period, and that big dagger that put them up, I want to say by like 5. And he hit it from downtown, and he put the French crowd to sleep. So what can you say about Stephen Curry? He definitely was his 3-point shooting was needed. And I said it couple of reports back, couple of seconds back, that they needed Stephen Curry. His shot wasn't falling, but he kept shooting, and then you knew eventually he was gonna put some down, and he did, and he won his first gold medal. Kevin Durant needed him as well. Those 3 guys plus Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid didn't have a big impact on this game against France, but Kevin Durant had 15 points. He won his 4th gold medal, and he's the first American male to win 4 gold medals in Team USA basketball. He's the first to do it. So, but they needed him. They started him this game. Steve Kerr. He was he was catching heat for some of his starting lineups and his rotations. But at the end of the day, he did what he felt was best. He tried to figure out the combinations. I was reading where one commenter was saying that how come he never played the Celtics together? That is Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, and Derek, and my guy Derek. I can't think of his last name. It's not Green, but y'all, Derek. How come he didn't play the 3 Celtic teammates together? I just think that combination probably wouldn't have worked. Why? I mean, it works for the Celtics. But that doesn't necessarily mean it was going to work for this team. So, again, he was catching heat from his own player. Draymond Green was giving him heat for his his starting lineups and not having Jason Tatum in the lineup. A lot of people was losing their mind over that. I mean, personally, I didn't think that was that big of a deal. I think you play your best players. Not saying Jason Tatum isn't a good player, but his skill set, maybe it didn't fit with the combinations, and he did play in this game. Matter of fact, all Team USA men got some time, except Tyrese Halliburton. I don't think he played in that finals. But again, the Team USA men got the big victory, 98-87. Speaking of France, Victor Wembanyama, man, he had a game for the ages in that gold medal game. 26.7 rebounds, and he is the face of that France team, and most likely he's looking like he's going to be the face of the NBA at this point. So France put up a good fight. Again, they would not go away. This game was a thriller, just like the USA women's game was. But again, the Team USA men were able to get the victory to win their 5th straight gold medal as well. Devin Booker, he won his 2nd gold medal. He had 15 points. Anthony Davis also had 8 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks, which is probably his best game of the Olympics, so to speak. And Team USA, the key to their win over France, they hit their 3-pointers. They were 50%, 18-36, whereas France was only 9 for 30 from downtown. So salute to both the men and the women. They bring home the gold in basketball. And again, they both played thrilling gold medal games. And, got to give a shout out to France, both their teams, men and women. They did not lay down. They made it they made it difficult. They made it difficult for both Team USA teams. So again, shout out to Team USA bringing home the gold. Now let's move on to some other Olympic news. Let's talk about Jordan Childs. This kind of news came down, I want to say yesterday, but then some more news came out on today. And by the way, the USA Olympic Committee, or the governing body of the women gymnastics, they are appealing this decision. According to reports that Jordan Childs may have to give her bronze medal back, and it will be awarded to Romania's Ana Barbosu, and she will be awarded the bronze. Now, how did this come about? There was USA women's coach, she actually appealed a score given to Jordan Childs during the floor exercise, and the judges would eventually they would accept that appeal, and they would award Jordan Childs, who I believe was in fourth at that time, they would award her the bronze. Simone Biles would win the silver in this floor exercise. Well, then there was some arbitration. It was overturned by a court of arbitration that appealed by the U.S. women's gymnastic coach. They would appeal. They would overturn that ruling and say now that technically the bronze medal should not have been awarded to Jordan Childs, but to, again, Romania's Ana Barbusa. And now they are in the midst of trying to, Romania is trying to put together something to celebrate Barbosa's gold bronze medal win. Well, the Americans are appealing that. So now we got to hold your brakes. So we don't know what's going on. Will Jordan Childs have to give the bronze medal back, or will she be able to keep it because the U.S. now has appealed the court of arbitration decision? So, man, it's been one thing after another at the U.S. Olympics. We've had a lot of noise happening outside of the competition. So right now, Jordan Childs will have to give that bronze back. Now she came out and made a statement that she's heartbroken. Some of the things that have been posted in social media, she's actually stepped away from it because of some of the nastiness and comments that's been given. And you know how people can be sitting behind keyboards, man. It's always going to be those that's going to have something nasty to say. So she's stepping away from social media for a while until this thing is rectified. That could be. I've never been in a situation where something was taken away that I felt like that I won. So I don't know how to relate to Jordan Childs, but I can only imagine the hurt and somewhat of the embarrassment if this is taken. I mean, because she'll have to give that bronze medal back. But then too, on the flip side, as the Romanian, the young lady, Barbusa, I can see, her country and her people going to feel some type of way because they feel like that she has been given an injustice as well. So there's really a no-win. Nobody wins in this situation. To me, the judges should be held accountable for whatever their actions is with their scoring on this. The judges have put these two young ladies in a bad position. And again, no one wins. So right now, as it stands, Jordan Childs would have to give that bronze medal back, and it would be awarded to Ana Barbosa. Again, the U.S. have appealed that decision by the court of arbitration. So we're going to keep it locked and see what eventually happens with this. But again, right now, I feel for Jordan Childs just as much as I feel for Ana Barbosa. Both of them, again, are put in a no-win situation. And speaking of a pickle, there's some other Olympic news that went down. We got to talk about Noah Miles, his situation that went down. If you did know that he did win the 100-meter, the men's 100-meter final. He got the gold there, but then he would test positive for COVID on Tuesday night. He would run the 200-meter. He would get the bronze there, but then he would not be available for the 4x100 men's relay, which that turned out to be a disaster. But the Noah Miles situation, running that race on Thursday with testing positive for COVID, I don't know if that was a good idea or not. Again, but I got to give hats off to him for winning the bronze. I mean, granted, if you had COVID, which I did, I contracted COVID back in, when was that, 2020, yeah. And to be able to go out and run a race and be 100% after you contracted it two days prior, I got to give a shout out to Noah Miles for even doing that. Because normally you don't start feeling better, at least I didn't, and I didn't even have this extreme measures. You normally don't start feeling better to maybe 5-6 days in after you contract it. Now, this strain, the second strain, I think isn't as severe as the original strain. But for him to do that and to win a bronze medal, I got to give him a shout out for that. You know, a lot of people was saying that's what he gets because you know Noah Miles he has a mouthpiece on him. He can be brash, arrogance, which it doesn't bother me. I liked it because he backed it up in the 100 meters. But again, he was looking to be the first man since Carl Lewis in U.S. man since Carl Lewis in 1988 to double in the 100 meter and the 200 meter, which he wasn't able to do. So again, he won the bronze. But again, he did test positive for COVID. He's doing better now. For the last report, I say he is positive. He's positive. He's COVID free as of now. But that was another Olympic news item that came down the pipeline. Some people thought that it wasn't. It was a contrived story. They don't think he had. Conspiracy theorists went out there and said that. You know, I don't think. Why would somebody lie about having COVID? I don't think nobody. I don't think anyone would do that, especially when you think about the symptoms that it brings. So I don't believe that he contrived that story. I think he did test positive for it, but I don't think he should have ran in that 200-meter race. But again, hats off to him for the bronze. And speaking of bronze, well, no bronze, the 4x100 men's relay finals. That was a complete disaster. If you watch that race, the handoff from Christian Coleman to Kenny Bednarik, that was a disaster. And this is like what the sixth time that this U.S. men's 100-meter 4x100 relay team has had issues with their handoffs. And Olympic legend Carl Lewis, he would come out and speak out and say, "Hey, something has to change." He said, "This isn't working." He said, "We're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna get this men's 4x100 meter relay team better." And it was a disaster. It was painful to watch. It's been 24 years since the U.S. team has won a gold medal in that 4x100 meter relay. And now, well, it's going to be longer than that now, because now you got to wait till the 2028 LA Olympics. So now you add 4 more years to that. It's going to be 28 years. And then it's been 20 years since they even medaled. That's even won a bronze or silver. And that was what? That would have been back in the 2004. That would have been the 2004 Olympics. So the men's 4x100 meter relay team, very disappointing. This handoff thing, they can't seem to get that right. Again, Olympic legend Carl Lewis said, we got to figure this thing out. They're going to have to do something better. As far as the women's 4x100 meter, they did their thing. They won a gold over Great Britain, 41.78. Sha'Carri Richardson anchored that anchor leg, and she had an anchor leg for the ages because I think she may have been in third by the time she got the baton, and she came and got them. She came and got Great Britain as well as Germany. So salute to the women's 4x100 meter relay, Sha'Carri Richardson, Gabby Thomas, Tiny Terry, Double T, and Double M was on that team as well. So the U.S. women have won it 11 times. They have won gold. Again, the Jamaica women weren't in that relay because of some injuries. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, as well as Sharika Jackson, didn't run at all, didn't come to Paris because I think she had an Achilles injury. So shout out to the United States women for winning that 4x100 meter relay, as well as I believe they won gold in the 4x4 100. Gabby Thomas, I believe she won that, as well as Gabby Thomas won the 200 meter gold. So Gabby Thomas, I think, took home 3 gold medals. So salute to Gabby Thomas as well. So that's some of the Olympic news. And before we get out of this Olympic news, we got to talk about the other big story that was definitely heating up. It was the Algerian boxer. What's her name? Iman Kayer, I believe is her name. She actually has filed. Aman Khalif is her name. That was the big story of her gender. People questioning her gender. Is she a woman or is she a man? This and that. Well, she has filed a legal complaint because of the online harassment that she has faced since she entered these Paris Olympics, especially that bout that the young lady quit after 46 seconds. Her lawyer did say on Sunday. So she has filed a legal complaint. I believe she's filed something against the IOC as well. Now, she did win a gold medal in the women's welterweight division on Friday. That is Iman Khalif. Again, if you're not familiar with her, that is the woman that people were questioning her gender. She is saying that she has faced some online harassment by people, and so she has filed a legal complaint. I hate that she had to do that because, again, this all started back with a governing body that is no longer allowed to govern back in, I think, some sort of world championships back last year, that allegedly that her and a Chinese or Taiwan, I'm sorry, a woman boxer from Taiwan, there's supposedly the test had some questions about their gender, and so, allegedly that they failed these tests. It wasn't by the IOC, it was by another governing body that no longer has any jurisdiction over that. So Aman Khalif has filed a legal complaint again. I don't know. I'm assuming it's against the IOC or this other governing body for online harassment. Again, she did win a gold medal on Friday in the welterweight division. Now, let's get down to the NFL latest. Yeah, we're talking NFL, man. We got preseason stuff going on. We got preseason games. Matter of fact, we had 9 preseason games that went down on yesterday. And we got 2 games that's going to kick off today, matter of fact. If you want to look for some NFL preseason football, we got the Broncos at the Colts. That is actually kicked off right now, 12 p.m. on NFL Network. So we got the Broncos at the Colts, and then we got the Cowboys at the Rams. That's also going to be on the NFL Network. That kicks off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the NFL Network as well. So some NFL notes from yesterday. Chiefs dealing with a wide receiver injury already. Chiefs wide receiver Hollywood Brown, he dislocated his shoulder on the first play when the Chiefs took on the Jags. According to head coach Andy Reid, that Hollywood Brown is probably going to miss some time. Will he be ready for opening the season opener? I believe the Chiefs open up on September 5th. They the Thursday night game, I believe, and I think they host the Ravens. Will he be available down there? Don't know, but head coach Andy Reid did say that Hollywood Brown will miss some time with that dislocated shoulder he suffered versus the Jags on yesterday. Now, Chicago Bears #1 draft pick, quarterback Caleb Williams. He had his preseason debut, and it was with some rave reviews, according to some reporters. He was 4 for 7. I don't think he played. I didn't check it out. I didn't see it. He was 4 for 7 for 95 yards, but people was oohing and ahhing over this 26-yard strike that he hit his tight end Cole Kmet with. And they said that he looked like he's ready to go. He had a 13-yard scramble too during this game. So Bears Caleb Williams looked good in his preseason debut. And they got the win over the Bills, by the way, 33-6. If you don't know, I'm a Packers fan, so I'm gonna keep my eye on the young fella for the Bears, because we're gonna have to face him twice. So we're gonna see if he's gonna continue his progression. Will he be all that and then some? Because a lot of people were very negative against Caleb Williams, saying they don't think he's gonna be that dude. So the Bears got to definitely make sure they get this right, obviously, because of their last rookie quarterback that they drafted, Justin Fields, who they traded to Pittsburgh, who, by the way, had a pretty decent opening preseason, but he had some turnovers. Head coach Mike Tomlin wasn't happy about that, but overall he had a pretty decent preseason opener, because Russell Wilson, I think, is still nursing a calf injury. Now, some of the scores from yesterday preseason games: Jets 20, Commanders 17. They looking to see if their guy, that Jaden Daniels, is he going to be that guy? Looks like he's going to be their opening day starter. Again, Bears defeated the Bills 33-6. Raiders lost to the Vikings 24-23. JJ McCarthy took one series for the Vikings, who's most likely going to be their starter when it all is said and done. The Packers got the victory over the Browns 23-10. Jordan Love had a 65-yard touchdown strike. He didn't play a whole lot. The Bucs 17-14 over the Bengals. The Niners lost to the Titans 13-17. The Chiefs again lost to the Jags 13-26. Also lost again Hollywood Brown to that dislocated shoulder. Seahawks got the victory over the Chargers 16-3, and the Saints, they got the victory over the Cardinals 16-14. So that is NFL preseason games, week one, I guess. Again, we got 2 going on today. Broncos at the Colts is going on right now on NFL Network. Then after that, we have the Cowboys at the Rams. You can check out some NFL preseason football. So that'll do it for TFG Sports Media, 30-Minute Sports Show. I'm your host, Kendrick, the Sports Guy. Again, make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like, and share this to all your social media platforms. If you haven't already, subscribe to Kendrick Sports Hustle as well on YouTube. Make sure you like and follow them both on Facebook, as well as you can follow me here on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51, as well as on Instagram at KDrick1969. So if you watch this later, make sure you comment. Tell me what you thought about Team USA, men and women, winning the gold in basketball. I'd like to know your thoughts on that. Also like to know your thoughts on some of the other Olympic news that went down. This Jordan Childs, gymnast, women's gymnast for the U.S., might have to give her bronze medal back, as well as some of the other Olympic news. We had the Noah Lyles situation, as well as the 4x100 men's relay team dropping the baton or screwing up that handoff again. So again, you can catch me here every Sunday. Next Sunday, let me say this. By the way, next Sunday, we're going to have a special college football preview show. My good brother, my family, Kennard Vernon Stewart, who is with Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. He has his YouTube channel. If you haven't checked him out, check out his podcast, Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn, on YouTube. Go subscribe to his channel. He is going to be my special guest next Sunday. We're going to be coming on at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to be talking college football, mostly the SEC, which is his forte. He is an Auburn graduate. We're going to talk about college football, but we're going to be concentrating on the SEC, because specifically there's two new teams that's going to be in the SEC. That is University of Texas and the University of Oklahoma. So my good brother, Kennard Vernon Stewart, will be my special guest on the show next Sunday. Again, make sure you check it out. It's going to be a later time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. So again, I want to thank everybody that has dropped in to check me out. Again, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. You all have a great start to your week, and we will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am Kendrick, the Sports Guy. I am out. Peace.